Lauren asked me the other night. She goes, have you ever accidentally hypnotized somebody? And I was like, actually, I have, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, what was that like? And I said, well, when you accidentally hypnotize somebody, it can go wrong. Like bad things can happen.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if they're operating machinery, they could hurt themselves.
That's right.
And it can happen accidentally.
Yeah.
Because you don't realize that somebody is in training to your behavior, and then they're in training so well that they lose track of what they're doing, and then so in the example, well, the worst of the examples I can think of was I was at someone's house. You've actually met this guy before. His name's Aaron, but anyway, I was having a conversation. I think I was having a conversation maybe with Nusha, who was visiting at the time, and we were over at his house, and I remember kind of getting extremely passionate about what I was talking about with her, and then Aaron was in the corner flipping burgers or whatever, veggie burgers or whatever he was doing, and he's a bit of a nervous person, and so he was always a little like he would never look at me straight in the eye, kind of thing. And so he obviously is hyper sensitive to me, right? And then the guy in the chair next to me was kind of like zoning out about what I was saying, and then all of a sudden I felt like I was paying attention to him peripherally. And when I was getting into peripheral awareness, there was a conversation. So it was like three or four different levels going on consciously at the same time. And as I started paying attention to him, I started looking at his leg, and suddenly he was just sinking into his chair, and then he started pissing himself. And I was, it was sort of just registering what was going on. I was like looking at him going, is that happening right now? And then Aaron, who I said is hyper aware of me, starts paying attention to me, and I could feel him suddenly. Like, you know how like I can see Sammy and Cinda and Rafi right now with my peripheral vision. It's kind of like that. Like I'm tracking the motion, and suddenly as I'm moving forward, I'm pacing accidentally. Again, it's not on purpose, but it's just I start pacing with the movement, and suddenly Aaron goes, whoa. And then he walks over to me, and he's got this like spinny eye looking cartoon thing in his eyes. And then suddenly he starts stumbling, and I grab a hold of him. I try to grab him and like stabilize him, but in my act of stabilizing, his neck was too loose. So he hits his forehead into the sliding glass door. I tried to catch him, but it was clumsy because he was heavy and he went totally limp. So I wasn't prepared for that. And he goes down. So I'm trying to manage that at the same time. All this weird shit's happening at the same time. We take him into the other room. I just said a few suggestions to him to help him to kind of, I might as well capitalize on it. Okay, you're going to be all right. Everything's good. You're going to emerge. Everything's going to be, you'll feel rested and whatever. And we brought him to the couch with his girlfriend. But that was like the worst of it. He didn't get permanently injured. It's not like but he scratched up his forehead and he got a bruise. And so that potentially could have been bad. Like let's say he hit a doorknob or something.
Yeah, it could have been bad.
And the thing is, you can't predict that because you never really know whether someone's going to completely go limp like that. You have to be prepared for it. And I wasn't, because I was having a conversation. I wasn't working.
Yeah, you weren't
we were
working.
at a party, you know?
Well, you got some mad hypnosis skills, and you accidentally hypnotize two people at the same time, and one of them gets hurt. Yeah. That's like being so strong you accidentally, like break something.
Bull in a china shop.
Yeah. Right, bull in a china shop. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
my
often does that happen?
stepdad called it the whammy.
The whammy?
Yeah, because I used to teach him Qigong, and I was doing Qigong with him. And I actually wasn't intending to hypnotize him, but I guess now that I think about it in reverse, I know it was hypnosis, but I wasn't thinking of it that way. And I was touching him, and we were playing with energy, and I was doing some adjusting, and suddenly his eyes went out, and I caught him. He went stiff as opposed to limp.
Huh, okay.
And I just brought him to the floor.
Okay.
And he was just like non-responsive for a few minutes. And so I just said a few suggestions to him, and then he opened his eyes, he blinked, and he goes, whoa. My mom and I were there, and we looked at each other. We're like, okay, that was
That's interesting.
He goes,
That's cool
I said,
stuff.
how do you feel? He goes, great.
That's awesome. You know,
That's so cool.
You know, I want to be such a good teacher that I accidentally teach my students stuff all the time. You know, that's what I'm kind of hoping for, you know.